Assalamu alaikum, 9 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has called for immediate measures for de-escalation in the Middle East and Gulf region. Pakistan has decided to advance diplomatic relations with regional countries for the peaceful resolution of tensions between Iran and the United States. Senate today passed 3 bills pertaining to the tenure of the services chiefs, while the National Assembly has already approved these bills. The government has appreciated the opposition over the cooperation for the speedy legislation process in the parliament. In occupied Kashmir, thousands of people defying curfew-like restrictions poured in Beach Behara, the hometown of martyr Zahid Hassan in Islamabad district, to participate in the funeral prayers. National Triangular T20 Women Cricket Championship will start in Karachi from tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has called for immediate measures for de-escalation in the Middle East and Gulf region. Talking to Oman's Minister for Endowment and Religious Affairs, Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed bin Abdullah Al-Salami, in Islamabad today, he expressed deep concern over the evolving situation in the region. The Prime Minister underlined the imperative of avoiding any further escalation, stressing that war is in nobody's interest. He recalled that Pakistan has suffered greatly due to earlier regional conflicts. He made it clear that Pakistan would not be part of any conflict in the region. He stressed that Pakistan would always be a partner for peace and would continue playing its role to diffuse tensions, prevent conflicts, and preserve peace. The Prime Minister also highlighted the dire human rights and humanitarian situation arising from the inhuman lockdown in occupied Kashmir. He stressed that the international community has to take urgent steps to address this situation. Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi to visit Iran, Saudi Arabia and the United States to meet with respective foreign ministers and Secretary of State. In a tweet, he said, Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa will contact relevant military leaders to convey a clear message that Pakistan is ready to play its role for peace, but it can never again be part of any war. Foreign Minister Makhdoom Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan has decided to advance diplomatic relations with other regional countries for the peaceful resolution of tensions between Iran and the United States. In a video statement, he said Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed him to visit Iran, Saudi Arabia and the United States to pursue our desire for peace and to settle matters. The Foreign Minister said Pakistan will play whatever role it can to protect the region from war. Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa has said we would like situation to de-escalate and shall support all initiatives which bring peace in the region. In a series of tweets, Director General Inter-Services Public Relations Major General Asif Ghafoor said that General Bajwa received a telephone call from the U.S. Secretary of Defense Dr. Mark T. Paper. The Army Chief said, we call upon all concerned to avoid rhetoric in favor of diplomatic engagement. He said, we all have worked a lot to bring peace in the region by fighting against terrorism. General Bajwa said, we will continue to play our constructive part towards success of Afghanistan reconciliation process. The Senate today passed 3 bills pertaining to the tenure of the services chiefs. These bills are Pakistan Army Amendment Bill 2020, Pakistan Air Force Amendment Bill 2020, and Pakistan Navy Amendment Bill 2020. The bills were moved by Minister for Defense Pervez Khattak. It may be added that the National Assembly has already approved these bills. According to the statement of objects and reasons of the 3 bills, the President, on the advice of the Prime Minister, can specify the tenure and terms as well as conditions of the service of the services chiefs and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee. This also includes the grant of extension and reappointments of the services chiefs. The government has appreciated the opposition over its cooperation for the speedy legislation process in the parliament. Talking to media outside the parliament house, along with leader of the house in the Senate, Sayed Shibli Faraz and Senator Faisal Javed Khan, the special assistant on information and broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashika Khan, said that it has been proved in both the houses that all political parties are united for the greater interest of the country. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. President Dr. Arif Alvi and Prime Minister Imran Khan have expressed their profound grief and sorrow over the loss of several precious lives in the tragic crash of Ukrainian International Airlines passenger plane in Tehran today. In a press release, Foreign Office said, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the bereaved families and all those who have lost their loved ones." The leadership, government, and people of Pakistan offer their sympathies and condolences to the governments and people of Ukraine, Iran, Canada, Sweden, Afghanistan, Germany, and the UK, whose nationals are reportedly on board this flight. A week-long photographic exhibition on cultural diversity of Pakistan was launched at the European Parliament in Brussels today. In his address, Pakistan's ambassador in Belgium, Luxembourg, and the European Union, Zahir Janjua, said that the opening up of Kartarpur Corridor, a passage giving visa-free and quick access to Sikh pilgrims to the holy shrine of Baba Guru Nanak Dev, it is a clear evidence of open arms policy of Pakistan. In her speech, Baroness Nasima Melbani, who is chair of South Asian delegation in the European Parliament, said that Pakistan is home of several religions of the world. In occupied Kashmir, thousands of people defying curfew-like restrictions today gathered in Beach Behara in Islamabad district, the hometown of martyr Zahid Hassan. Funeral prayers. Zahid Hassan was laid to rest amid high-pitched pro-freedom and anti-India slogans. He was martyred during a cordon and search operation by the Indian forces in Antipura area of Pulwama district yesterday. Meanwhile, fear continues to grip the Kashmir Valley and Muslim-majority areas of Jammu region as Indian military siege entered the 157th consecutive day today. New York-based international political risk consultancy, the Eurasia Group, says India under Narendra Modi is the fifth biggest top 10 risks of the year list. The consultancy said Modi government's social agenda will have harmful effects for India's foreign policy and the actions on human rights will hit its international reputation level very hard. The Eurasia Group said Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spent much of his second term promoting controversial social policies at the expense of an economic agenda. World reacts after Iran fired missiles at the U.S. air bases in Iraq. Talking to Twitter, the U.S. President Donald Trump said all is well and will make a statement tomorrow. U.S. Defense Secretary Jonathan Hoffman said President Trump is monitoring the situation closely and consulting with his national security team. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen called for an immediate end to the use of weapons in the Middle East conflict amid escalating tensions between the U.S. and Iran, urging efforts to restart dialogue. Japan has urged both the U.S. and Iran to do their utmost to help ease tensions following the outside strikes. Britain and France have condemned the attacks, while German Defense Minister Angel Kramp-Karrenbauer said his country rejects this aggression. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs of United Arab Emirates, Anwar Gargash, said it is essential that the region pulls back from the current troubling tension. And now cricket. National Triangular T20 Women Cricket Championship would be held at Karachi's National Stadium from tomorrow. The tournament will provide an opportunity to players to prepare for the T20 World Cup, the final to be played on 16th of this month. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while rain with snowfall over the hills at isolated places in Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir, and its surrounding areas during the next 12 hours. Meanwhile, dense fog is likely to prevail in plain areas of Punjab, few districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Upper Sindh during night and morning hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.